This is the final Exodus. Have you ever started looking for a car and began seeing that car on the road everywhere? Or maybe you have learned a new word and then suddenly, within the weeks to come, you're hearing that word used by everybody. That's the way this is, what I'm about to show you here today. I'm going to show you a word in the scriptures that is all throughout the scripture that I don't understand how it could be possible, but everybody's missing it. Not everybody, but this is a word that when you begin to understand it, you're going to hear it with new ears. So I'm really excited to show you this. Let's get started. It started with a question by Scott Noble, my friend in Michigan, and we're going to go to that right now. Let's take a look at that right now. So Scott asked this question. He says, at the 8-minute 57-second part of this last video, you say the bondservants are being sealed from every tribe of Israel, including Judah. Judah is easy to get one's mind around. There are Jewish people on the earth receiving Christ. You showed some of the one for Israel clip. But who are the people on the earth being sealed from the other tribes of Israel listed in Revelation 7:3-4? Okay, so I may not be answering Scott's question directly or in a small way. What I see this question doing is opening up conversation for us. Because what Scott's doing in this question is bringing up a big topic that is extremely important, and it raises a lot more questions. So I'm going to use a little liberty here and go off the rails to start looking at who are the bondservants of Revelation 7:3-4. And we're going to throw some things on the table and dispel a lot of misconceptions, I believe. So let's take a look here. I wrote this answer, but I'm going to deviate from it considerably as we talk because I want to go with what the Spirit's giving me right now. So I wrote back and said, this is one of the most misunderstood biblical topics and a fantastic question, Scott. And it's a twine ball. It's quite a twine ball. So first of all, every Jew is a Judean and an Israelite. But every Israelite is not a Jew or Judean. True Jews belong to the family of Judah. A Jew is a shortened version of the word Judean, who is one of the sons of Israel. But he's only one of 12. One of the 12 sons. So when we say Jew, we mean Judean, not Israeli, although a Judean is an Israeli. Today, most people call all Israelis Jews. So we would look at this picture here and we would say, these are the Jews. They dress like Jews. But that's not necessarily true. These are not necessarily Judeans. Is this making sense? Very important point. And the scriptures distinguish between Judeans and Israelis. So, although today most people call all Israelis Jews, and I think this is actually what the One for Israel video was doing. In other words, I think they're also misrepresenting the word Jew. This is an improper use of the term Jew, to call all Israelis Jews, because only about 1/12 of Israelis are from the tribe of Judah, because there are 12 sons of Israel, or 12 sons of Jacob. So this is an important topic, and I'm hoping that I can throw this out to you, and this is an easy thing for all of us to agree on. And it has to do with lineage. But this gets a lot more complicated, so if you're having trouble with this, I sure don't blame you. I don't blame you at all, and you can say, yes, but yeah, I do too. I say that too. So let's keep going. And I think this is gonna really make sense. At least I hope it will. So Israel is made up of 12 families, 12 sons of Jacob, and I'm going to show you who they are right here. These are the 12 sons of Jacob in order of their birth. And then if we look here, this is kind of an interesting visual. I like this. That Jacob had these wives, which is kind of strange in itself, but he had these children from these women, and it accounted as 12. And this is the order of the birth and who the mother was of each of these children of Jacob. It's interesting, isn't it? You love looking at that? Incidentally, let's just go there for a second. We could match these up. Let's go here and match these up. Oh boy. We can match these up in Revelation 7. So Scott was wondering, when he mentioned it, he mentioned the verse here, just shrinking it so you can kind of see it in context here. The bondservants that are sealed, the 144,000 sealed from every tribe of the sons of Israel. So it's from every tribe of the sons of Israel. Just to be clear, we're talking about every family of the sons of Israel. These are offspring. These are genetically of the sons of Jacob. Okay? So when we look at Revelation 7 here, he has the list here, right here. And you can go match this list up with these sons, with one exception. The tribe of Dan, I don't know if you knew this, but the tribe of Dan is not mentioned here. It's been replaced by Manasseh. And I'm not going to get into that right now, but that's a very important observation, that there are 12 tribes and the tribe of Dan was replaced by Manasseh. Okay? So let's continue here, back on the response. So Israel is made up of 12 families. They're called tribes, but they stem from 12 sons of Jacob. And that being true, most Israelis come from other families of lineage within the family of Jacob, other than Judah. So they would be called Israel, not Judeans or Jews. is this a simple point that everybody can agree with? Probably not, right? That's the way all this stuff is. It's just good. So every that, and even the Judeans say that's why we've been given two hands. Well, on one side we got this, and on the other we have this. Well, what? It could be this way or it could be that way. And it is both. And that's what really throws us. It can be both. It's not either or. And you're going to see that as I unpack this more. I'm going to do a little bit here, but I'll come back with another video and go a little bit deeper. We'll keep this one a little bit short, but I'm going to throw something here at you that is a mind bender, and it wouldn't be if it was okay. So I'm going to say this. I probably shouldn't say this, but I feel in my heart that what I'm bringing up here has to do with ABCs of the faith. I believe this is a very kindergarten element to understanding the scriptures. Or what about saying it this way? It's foundational. So if you're finding yourself in college, in other words, you spent a lot of time in the Lord, and this is just getting on your radar, this can be kind of difficult. You're like learning the ABCs of the faith. And as I unpack these ABCs more, you're going to say, wow, these are really misunderstood or not understood at all. And it really impacts our understanding of the scriptures. So I don't think I'm throwing anything too lofty at you, but it may feel like, how did I go my whole life not seeing this automobile on the road or this new word? And so let's look at what I wrote here on this new covenant. Most Gentile Christians do not understand that the new covenant was with Israel, not the Gentiles. So we would say that the word of the Lord regarding his covenant was fulfilled when the Gentiles received the salvation of the Lord through Jesus. That's what we would say. We are fulfilling the new covenant. But most do not understand that the new covenant was with Israel, not the Gentiles. So think about a covenant. It's a two-person contract. It's a covenant between two people. And somebody else can't just jump in there and fulfill it. It's not with them. So the Gentiles were unnatural branches that were grafted into this covenant, but they didn't fulfill it. So most Gentiles believe that the new covenant was fulfilled when Jesus died and that he was buried and resurrected. And there's a sense that it wasn't. The fact is, the new covenant cannot be fulfilled. That aspect of the new covenant cannot be fulfilled until Israel receives Jesus. And there's all kinds of scripture to back this up. There's so many numerous scriptures, many scriptures. I couldn't even exhaust them in a video this short, not even close. So there's this promise, this prophecy that Israel will receive Jesus. So why can't it be fulfilled when the Gentiles receive Jesus? Well, the covenant was made with Israel, the natural branches, not with the Gentiles, the wild olive. So when Yah puts his spirit into the sons of Jacob, so the 12 tribes, the 12 families of Israel, including Judah, he will be keeping his Genesis promises to Abraham and the nation of Israel when Israel is born again. So this is a picture. I think you could see the symbology of this whole thing when you get up above it, above the clouds. So what's important about what we're saying here? So this is what I want to get across to you guys, these three short points. Judah and Israel are an ensign. Why? Well, you're bringing in a new point, Mitch. You didn't even bring this point up above, and now you're saying this is an important point? Well, it's so important, I probably should have brought it up, but I'm going to have to show you now. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 11, and this is going to kind of blow you away, but I'm setting up the future too with this little visual here. Let's go right here to Isaiah 11 when he speaks of in that day. And I want to tell you right now, if you've been with me, you know that we are in that day. This is the day he's writing of. I don't know if that makes you excited, but I am about ready to fall out of this chair over that thought. There shall be a root of Jesse, which shall stand for an ensign. What's an ensign? It'll be an ensign of the people. Let's go look up that word. This word right here, ensign. This Hebrew word. It'll be like a flag. It'll be a sail in the wind. It'll be like a flag staff and a flag. It'll be a signal to all the people. It'll be a sign, an ensign, a flag staff, like on a mountain, like you can't miss it. Yet everybody's missing it. I mean, I find that very fascinating. Not everybody, but I speak this way. I overemphasize, right? You got to deal with that, I guess. I can't fix it. I've tried. Anyway, there shall be a root of Jesse, which shall stand for an ensign of the people. To it shall the Gentiles seek, and his rest shall be glorious. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time. The second time. He did it a first time. Yep, he gathered the nation at his first coming. And he shall do it a second time at his second coming. We've seen that 1947 issuing of the decree on November 29th to recover the remnant of his people, the 12 sons of Israel, which shall be left from Assyria and from Egypt and from Pathros and from Cush and from Elam and from Shinar and from Hamath and from the islands of the sea. And he shall set up an ensign. Here he says it again. I mean, do you think it's important that you would see Judah and Israel as a flag waving in the wind? It's an ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel, and he shall gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. I mean, these are just incredible verses. I won't continue here, but I want to show you something. Well, I'm going to show you more here. First, I want to show you as a review right now that this is an ensign. Israel's an ensign. And Judah only makes up 1/12 of the ensign. Israel should not be called Jews. That's important. There are 12 families. Now, lastly, the covenant was made with Israel and not the Gentiles. The covenant people are the natural branches of Romans 11, 21, 24, 27. Let's just go take a gander at that. That's important. Romans 11, 24, If you were cut out of the olive tree, which is wild by nature, and were grafted contrary to nature into a good olive tree, so we were a wild olive tree and grafted into a natural olive tree, the Gentiles, that is, how much more shall these natural olive branches, which are natural branches, be grafted into their own olive tree? Because this was the covenant. So this is just referring to the covenant, the natural branches that were given all the revelation of the glory of God. It goes on to say, for this is my covenant unto them, when I shall take away their sins. So this has to happen. But a partial blindness, a blindness in part, has happened until the fullness of the Gentiles come in. What an important verse to this whole theme here, that Israel has been set aside until the fullness of the Gentiles has come in. But eventually all of Israel shall be saved. There shall come out of Zion the deliverer, and shall turn away ungodliness from the sons of Israel. For this is my covenant unto them. So all these Gentiles, when you look at the Bible and you only see yourself, you don't see the word Israel or Judah. But now I'm putting Israel and Judah in your face, on your eyes. You get it? This is going to wake up the scriptures in a new way. But take a look here at what Scott came back to write. And I'm not going to deal with this right now. I'm going to come back with another video. So take a break. But this is what he says. Where you typed, most Israelis come from other families or tribes of the lineage within the family of Jacob. Does Israelis here refer to the current citizens of the nation of Israel located in the Middle East? And I know exactly what Scott's asking here, I think I know, but I want to go further than his question, so I'm going to take liberty in coming back and answering this question. So take a break. I'll come back with another video, God willing, and I'll see you soon.